Would you like to help yourself and your loved ones maintain freedom and independence in later stages of life? A local nonprofit is helping aging Coloradans make informed choices so that they can age wisely. Joining me to share more about AgeWise Colorado is founder and president Bob Brocker. Thank you so much for being here, Bob.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, tell our viewers, what is AgeWise Colorado, and really, why did you get this created?
Well, I think we all have about three things in common. One is that we all have or had parents. We're all aging. And then the third one is often associated with taxes, and we won't mention what that one is today. Okay. But so the whole idea behind this is that there are so many resources and information and education that should be available to really all Coloradans. And so many people are not aware of who they are and how to find them. And so that was the impetus for starting AgeWise Colorado, was to be the connector between what we think is about 3,000 organizations, either government, nonprofits, and for-profits in the state of Colorado, who can help somehow with the aging experience, and the roughly 3 million people who are over the age of 40, which includes something called the sandwich generation, which really means it's people who are working, have a career, maybe they have kids as well, and then they have older family members who may need some help. And so we're here to serve really all of those people. And as I said earlier, it's about 3 million in total, which over half of our state's population.
Yeah. What do you feel really makes AgeWise Colorado unique?
I think there are a couple things. One is there are quite a few what we call resource directories out on the internet. They're all for-profit for the most part, and they're not focused on Colorado. They're more national in scope. And so we are solely focused on Colorado. We also vet all of our service providers, which no one else does as far as I know. And so, and then we really focus a lot on providing really useful information for people. So we have probably close to 160 just informational articles that have all been written by people here in Colorado they're thoroughly researched. And then we do webinars, usually twice a month. So we've done 36 webinars since we launched 2 years ago. And all of those webinars are recorded, and they're all on our website. Many of them have been translated into Spanish as well for our Spanish-speaking audience. So those are the things that I think differentiate us from a lot of other places that you can find resources.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned briefly the sandwich generation. A lot of those folks are taking care of aging adults. And so why is it important for them to be prepared and have access to these types of resources?
Well, I don't think, people don't really prepare to become a caregiver, I guess. It's more of something that happens. One day, you're not a caregiver, and the next day you are. And roughly 20 to 25% of those people in that sandwich generation are a caregiver today or will become one in the future, and you don't know who that's going to be. So it's a little bit like the lottery in that respect. And so it's very important for people to have a place to come and find that information first, and then that helps guide them to what kind of service providers they really need. And maybe you've noticed something with a parent or other family member where they're slipping a little. Maybe they've fallen, for example. And maybe there's some ways that they can be helped in their homes to continue to age in their homes, because like 85% of people want to age in their homes. But some of the homes are not very amenable to aging in place. And so there are things that can be done, home modifications that can be made to help people do that. And so people need to be aware of those.
Well, Bob, we appreciate all the information and resources that you're offering to people. And we have some more information for our viewers, of course. You can view AgeWise Colorado's directory of services and providers available for seniors and their families by visiting their website at agewisecolorado.org. Stay with us.